Sunday the 9th of February, and it's cold outside, so I've got a coffee instead of a beer. Plus it's morning.
Just to prove he does actually drink.
Yeah, I do drink other things other than beer and wine and raki. It's blooming cold. We've had a real cold snap coming. We had a smattering of snow yesterday, but
it wasn't really snow. It was like dandruff.
Yeah, very, very, very fine stuff. And the ground is really starting to freeze up. In quite a contrast to 2 or 3 weeks ago, as you'll see in the video, where it was really, really warm through sort of middle of January. It was fantastic. There's not a huge amount in this video. It's just a quick walk around the garden, just showing what it's like at the moment, and solar stuff. I've rearranged the panels, so we've now got a south facing and west facing array. The west facing will be more productive in the summer, where the sun comes around a lot more, but it's really transformed it. I
was going to say, we've noticed the difference.
Really noticed the difference. It's working very, very well. We got, for the same number of panels, I'm getting more than double the amount of power as when they were just facing south. I have added an extra couple of panels, but this is despite that. So yeah, we're very pleased with it. Other things, some birthdays coming up.
Probably in about, I don't know, it's about a week's time.
Yeah, that will be Ellie.
So our youngest daughter Ellie.
Yeah, and Tavy.
Ellie and Tylo, our youngest grandson, are on the same day, 17th, and then Tavy, I always get Tavy's confused. I think it's the 22nd.
Anyway,
Neve will correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah. So, well, we'll say it in the next one, but happy birthday to them.
Yeah, happy birthday, guys.
So we were going to do we had said we were going to do a question and answer session, maybe with this video.
We obviously shared too much because no one wanted any questions.
We didn't get any questions. So we were either too good at answering things as we go along,
or we're boring.
Well, nobody loves us. So there's no question and answers coming up. As far as monetising, that's a disaster. First of all, we couldn't verify our phone number. We tried several different phone numbers in Bulgaria, and none of them accept, several different, as in some friends to try for us as well. And Google didn't support any of the carriers, so we couldn't do it that way. So I thought, I know what I'll do. I'll cancel the AdSense account and then restart it using the our English phone number, basic in England. But there's a 32-day wait between doing one thing or another. So we waited the 32 days. I went to register it. It said we had a duplicate account, which we haven't got. So I think it just hadn't properly cancelled off the previous one.
There's a crossover.
So I've now cancelled it again, but I've now got to wait another 32 days. We're about halfway through that to try again. I'm not full of hope. I think Google and AdSense are obviously trying to stop people being able to monetize. They still put the adverts on your videos, so I suppose for them it's a good thing. Still get the advertising revenue, but they don't have to pay anything out.
We'll see.
If anybody knows the answers, please let me know, because I just seem to be banging my head against the wall trying to sort it. Anyway, it's we won't come back at the end of this video. It's not a lot of point, so it's goodbye from me.
Bye.
Ciao, ciao. So I've taken a couple of the panels off of the old array, so that's now just down to 6, and those are the 2 new panels. They're the 4 that I've taken off from the old array, so I'll have 6 to go on here. So it'll be 6 on this west facing array, 6 on the south facing array, and then as and when I can afford it, usually buy them in 2s, I'll buy another 2 to add back to that, and another 2 to add back to that. Sort of one panel on one and one panel on the other, then another panel and another panel. These are being attached by, I'm basically putting hinges on the top of each one, riveted on and screwed. So each panel will have the 2 hinges at the top, which will then be screwed down onto that bar at the top there. Then all the panels will be joined together, and sliders that come out from the bottom to push the bottoms of the panels out. There'll be another bar that goes across the bottom of the panels, so that I can adjust it for summer and winter. Pretty vertical almost in the winter, and maybe 30 degrees midsummer. We'll see. But that's the idea. So at the moment we're down to 6 panels generating, and then hopefully in the next few days I'll get these ones back up and running. I've just got the last hinge to put on, turn them back over, leave them on the ground until I can get Stefan to come and give me a hand to rig them up. Oh, well, I think it's the 26th of January. You can see how warm it is. I'm in t-shirt. I've been gardening all day, basically pruning fruit trees. There's a bit of smoke coming out from the house now. Trees has put some new logs on. All the top vineyards all been pruned. Nice productive day actually. It's quite satisfying when you get all these things done, and it's been absolutely gorgeous. I think this time last year it was deep snow, so it's certainly a different year. I'll turn it round and I'll show you what I've been doing. So here's the vines all cut down. Then I've also been, well, this is the piles of sticks. I'll burn them when it's dried out a little bit. I've been cutting or taking off some of the overhanging boughs as well. And then the fruit trees, which are out this way, I've been pruning back, taking the middles out to give them a bit of light into the centre of them. I'm probably not the best fruit tree pruner in the world, but thin them down quite nicely. That's a great big pile of wood to burn. That's all sort of bits of fruit tree, bits of nut tree, basically just everything all pruned up ready for the summer. Polytunnel, been in there digging over in the last couple of days. Lots of tidying up still to do, but it's starting to cool down a bit now. It's about 4:30 in the afternoon, but it's honestly, it's been so nice today. It's been lovely. So there we go, that's the solar array sort of rigged up. I hadn't actually intended to do this today. It's only that Stefan turned up and said he's got some spare time if I wanted a hand to put the panels up, so I did. They're securely fixed at the top. Basically they're hinged at the top, 2 on each panel, which I think would be enough. They're quite strong hinges. plus you've got a cumulative of having all the panels fixed together, so if any one hinge fails, it's sort of duplicated. Temporarily the bottom is just simply clamped and screwed just to hold everything in place in case of winds and things, until I get it all properly rigged up. And the idea is that it hinges at the top and the bottoms will push out and up to the angle, the best angle for the time of year. I'll probably just have 3 settings which will be fully vertical like they are now, just to create a wall for in the summer, for in the winter rather, when the sun is very low here. And then also sort of, I don't know, I'll have to work the degrees out according to longitude. Is it longitude? No, latitude. 45 degrees, which the other array is at, is the compromise. So obviously it needs to be a flatter angle to the sky in the summer and a little bit steeper in the winter. So I'll probably go, I don't know, something like 30 degree. This is just off the top of my head, I'll work it out exactly, but 30 degrees, maybe 40 degrees and vertical. But that gives me that's another 6 panels. So the 2 arrays are being series and then parallel together. So that's 6 in series there, 6 in series there, parallel together, which keeps the inverter within the voltage. Ampage wise I'm not too worried, because the inverter will clip off any excess anyway. Amps pull, volts push. And the idea is that when I can afford it, there's enough space to put the 2 panels back on that array that I removed, and there's enough space at the end, both ends of this array, to put 1 at each end. So that'll be 8 and 8 in series and then parallel together, which really is max for that inverter really. That takes you up to the sort of 400 volts range. And again, I'm not too worried amps wise, but it really is clipping the top of the amps. So now all I've got to do is I've got to buy some wire. So I haven't got a long enough run of solar cable to take this end of the panel, which is the negative I think, across and over to the combiner box. But I'll probably get that Monday. I've got to go to a wiring shop anyway on Monday, so I'll do that during the week, and then I'll have the south facing and the west facing arrays all wired up. It doesn't look too bad in the garden, to be honest. It's they're not the prettiest things, solar panels, but I think it looks okay. So essentially you've got that and that, almost just looks like a fence. So this is a few days later. I've now got it all wired up. It's not neat wiring yet. I'm going to when I get this array tilting, then I'll tidy all the wires up. At the moment the wires are just obviously it's all rigged up at the back. Wires all connected up. Some steel wire across just to support. Cables coming down, combiners, and then into the unit, you know, the fuses, etc., and then off down. Really impressed so far. I've got, although it's sort of twice the panels, I'm getting more than double the power output with the array over a day, with the array facing this direction and the other direction, rather than just all facing south. So I'm well impressed, and that's now in the summer when the sun comes around even more. I mean, essentially at the moment, as you can see, the sun comes up there, goes across the sky here, and goes down by about there. In the summer, much higher trajectory of the sun, and it goes down over there, which is due sort of west, but you get all this sunshine all day long. So these panels will really then start to produce. I quite like them upright like this time of year. We had snow the other day, it didn't settle, it went within a day, but no snow at all on the panels. So that's one of the advantages actually of vertical here for the winter. So I'm definitely going to keep the settings so that I can leave them vertically as well as incline them up. It's a cold morning. I've got to carry on with Neil's van down there today. Just taking Dex for his morning run. But yeah, it's a bit of a change. As you saw in the beginning of this video, it's only a couple of weeks since I was out here in t-shirt trimming up the vines. I'm now wrapped up and it's flipping freezing. So the next thing to do is the greenhouse, the little greenhouse in front of the polytunnel, which I'll try and get on with over this weekend as long as it's not actually freezing. Then I can get the wind generator installed, or up and running. It's up there now. I've just got to put new cables on that are a bit stronger than the ones I've got, and then start erecting it. So that'll be fun. Oh, I've got to put my hands in, they're frozen now.
No, just keep your arms where they are. No, I don't want you to do that every time.
Just don't want me to cuddle her. Hello, it's February the 9th, which is a Sunday.
Yes.
Take 3. Hello, it's Stop it. Hello, it's Don't
Don't spill that.